Hey everybody, it's Miss Kelly coming to you live in 2021. So I want to say first, Happy New Year from Hemlock Farms Conservancy in Pike County, Pennsylvania. And I have so much to say. I have so many thank yous today. I have a couple of questions. Just so much. So let me start with the thank yous today, if you would just give me a minute. We have a lot of great donors all year long who donated, even though Conservancy wasn't really able to have a normal year. We didn't have any of our big fundraising events, and we weren't able to get together in person, although we connected a lot on Miss Kelly Live. You had so many questions. We did Conservancy Week, which was super fun, and so we want to thank the people that made all of that happen. First, I want to thank our corporate sponsors. We have 3 big corporate sponsors, and we want to give them a big shout out. And please patronize these small businesses because they help make us run our show. So the first one is Lords Valley Village Pharmacy. The second is Patty McGee and Hemlock Realty. And the third is Busy Beaver Tree Service. All of those people made generous donations from their businesses, and we appreciate them. So thank you so much. And we also have a patron donor, and that is Jay and Kathy Morrow, and we want to thank them too. They are generous supporters and help make the work of Conservancy continue even in this really crazy year that we just lived through. And there are countless donors that donate monies from big to small, and all of those dollars help us do the good work, protecting and sustaining, preserving, educating, reaching out, and creating partnerships. So we want to thank all of you too. No donation is too small, and we appreciate anything that you gave, especially in the difficult year of 2020. So thank you for that. I also want to give a special shout out to our trail volunteers because the Hemlock Trail, like all the other trails in the world, was navigated a lot. Lots of people got out there and it needed extra maintenance, lots of TLC. So I want to specifically thank Gregory, John, Larry, and Joshua for all the work you did out on the trail. You kept it looking nice. You let us know when things were in trouble. We needed some trees cut down this year. We had to navigate all those leaves, even in the midst of a pandemic. And I want to thank you very much from the bottom of the Conservancy's heart. So thank you for that work. We also want to thank the American Chestnut Tree Foundation and Hemlock Farms Community Association for partnering on the Chestnut Tree Restoration Project, which is still going strong, even though those trees are hibernating for winter. And we also want to give a shout out to the Pike County Commissioners, who are a strong partner of ours, the Tick-Borne Illness Task Force, who we did a lot of great work with this year, and Pike County Conservation District. We're a nominating organization for the district, and we appreciate their partnership. And last but not least, Penn State Extension. And we are so proud to partner with all of these good folks, and we thank them for their good work. So that's my long list of thank yous, but that's how you should start the new year, right? Saying thank you to all the people that support you and love you through the year and help you get through it. And this was an interesting one. So I hope that all of you have a healthy, happy new year ahead, a safe one. Continue to be safe. We're still in that situation that brought us here to Miss Kelly Live, where we can't always get together, but people are still reaching out, and I have some pretty cool questions today, so I want to share those. The first one is about feral cats and cats in general outside, connecting with birds. The person asked me, is it okay for my cat to be outside? And I answer that with a firm no. Letting your domestic cat go outside is really not a good thing for wildlife. cats harm a lot of birds every year. We know that it's the single most dangerous threat to wild birds when we let our cats go outside, because cats will naturally prey on birds, and your cat has food inside your house. Your cat has shelter, but the birds have nowhere to go, and especially baby birds are very vulnerable. So I would encourage you to keep your cats inside. Cats will play with catnip and cat toys, and you can keep them comfortable and safe inside. And also, if they stay inside, they're less susceptible to disease. So that is another reason to keep them in. The other problem with letting your cats go outside, especially if they're not spayed or neutered, they will make more cats. And what do we see all the time on the internet that makes us super sad? Cats and dogs that need homes. Hey, Jack, and hello, Naya. My brother just joined. I also see Debbie Prentice and Donna. Hey, everybody. So, cats need to stay inside, and then you will not create the potential where feral cats will be born. So after a generation of cats are outside, they become more wild and less tame and harder to adopt. And lots of times all those cats wind up being euthanized. So let's be responsible pet owners. Make a good home for the birds outside in the wild and a warm home for your cats inside. And so that's my answer to that question. I know that's a controversial question. It's a hard topic. Happy to talk with anybody about that. You can email me or call me about feral cats and cats. Happy to have that discussion. Now, I have two other questions from one of my friends who's actually listening right now. Naya is in Brooklyn, New York, and she's my niece, and she has two great questions, and they kind of connect. I had to do a little research to answer them for her. One was, can dogs talk? And the other was, do plants dream? And I thought, those are really interesting questions, right? Because we talk all the time, and that's how we communicate. We have so many words. And it is interesting to know that dogs definitely communicate. They may not speak English or French or German or Japanese like people, but they do communicate. Dogs live in packs in the wild, and even our domestic dogs, and when I talk about in the wild, especially when the relatives of dogs, like wolves or coyote, they live in packs, and they have a language within that pack that they communicate to one another, and they work together. They are stronger together in a pack, just like we're stronger and better and safer when we stick together with our people, whether it's our family or our close friends. So although dogs don't have a language where they can say, hey, Naya, how are you feeling? Or, yo, Miss Kelly, I don't really understand your answer to that question, they communicate in other ways, with sound, with body language. You know, you can tell if a dog is angry. Its hair may stand up, it may growl, it may show its teeth. That's a way to show that the dog is not comfortable with that situation. When a dog is really happy or sometimes confused, they'll wag their tail, and they show that emotion that way. So they speak to each other and to us in different ways. Now, the plant question, do plants dream? That's even more interesting. Now, I can't tell you for sure if a plant would dream, but we do know that plants communicate and act in nature in certain ways. So plants can take over an area by spreading and becoming invasive, and they build their strength in the numbers of their growth. Some plants actually attract insects and eat insects. Other plants may release fragrance or chemicals that either attract or detract from other insects. So they communicate. Plants are actually communicating. They're not just there to look pretty. They have a lot of purpose. Now, do they dream? I don't know. I don't think anyone really knows that. But scientists have studied the way that plants communicate and react in an environment. Trees. Hey, Naya. I'm waving hello right back to you. Trees, we know, through their root systems, communicate to each other and may warn each other or protect each other through their root systems. And there was actually a really wonderful play a few years back here in Pike County about the secret life of trees. And it's a book also. So pretty interesting to see how plants communicate in their environment and survive in their environment through the way that they grow, they react, and they release things like fragrance and chemicals. So I bet you never thought about that, right? We think about plants because we eat them and we grow them for their beauty, or sometimes we need to get rid of them because they're invasive and we've got to cut them back or down. So, but there is a system that helps those plants survive and thrive and also attract the other beneficial species that they need near them, like insects and birds, which we were just talking about. When we think about all of these creatures and all of the things on the earth, it's about how we interconnect. That's really important. We need to remember that in the food chain and in food webs, we're all connected. It's not about who's on top or who's on the bottom. It's about how we are all important together. And the thing about humans is we have the power to make decisions and to talk and to learn and go to school. And so when we're learning, we can learn how to protect the earth. And we have to protect even the smallest creatures, the tiniest little insects, and the biggest polar bears. They're all important. If you see the food chain as like, I'm the strongest, I'm the weakest, then you're missing the point, because it's all about how we connect together. So that's what I have for you today. I hope I didn't forget anything. I'm sure I did. I hope I didn't forget to thank anyone. Oh, Naya, I'm glad you liked that answer. It was a wow question, too. And I want to say this. For the new year, I ask you to make every day Earth Day. You know how we celebrate Earth Day in April, and we get very excited about recycling and taking care of the planet and reusing things like boxes and papers and jars, all of those things. Hey, Karen! Karen put a great post up on Hemlock Moms that you have to see. We're going to share it on Hemlock Farms Conservancy tomorrow, of an eagle right in her backyard. Her backyard is a beautiful lake, so you really need to check those pictures out. But anyway, back to Earth Day. Make every day Earth Day. People like Karen, who go and watch the eagles and make sure that they're okay. People like Naya, who ask good questions about the environment and the earth. People like all of our volunteers, our sponsors, our patrons, our donors, who think about taking care of the earth. And one more thing. Welcome to all of the new Hemlock Farms residents. We have a lot of new people who bought homes in Hemlock Farms. And a lot of people actually all over the country that moved because they didn't want to live in the city, or maybe they wanted to go to the city now, and everybody moved around to new places. Learn about the environment around you. Learn about the animals, the plants, what's happening with them, why they're there, why things are not there, and take care of your surroundings. Every little insect, every bird, every person is really important. We need to listen, we need to learn, we need to include everyone, really be loving to each other, and be kind. Hi, Jan and Art. Lots of people waving in today. Happy New Year, everybody. We need to think about everyone and how we're all interconnected. So that's my message for today. Little bit of a lesson. We'll be back next month at the beginning of February. We also have a great online event planned this coming month in February, not January. The Great Backyard Bird Count. We're going to encourage people to count birds in their yards at their feeders. You can do it anywhere and join us. You could be in Brooklyn, where Naya is. You could be in California, where my friend Sebastian is. Or you could be right here like Jan and Art and Karen and count your birds right here in Hemlock Farms. And then we're all going to get together. We're going to make hot cocoa at our houses, or popcorn, or whatever we feel like drinking and eating. And we're going to gather on a Zoom call That's going to be President's Day weekend. You can join us. We're going to talk about the birds we saw. Maybe some people will share pictures. If Jan and Art come, they will share awesome pictures. And we'll talk about birds and how we can protect them all over the planet. Happy New Year to you, Naya, and my brother Jack, who I love so much. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope this was a beneficial program. Read more about how plants interact and react in the environment. That was a great question from Naya. Miss Kelly loves you all and hopes you have a happy, healthy, wonderful 2021. See you in February. Bye, everybody.